Bookmarks. Just to be sure we're on the same page here, bookmarks are points that you will create in your course, which will create sections where the learner can revisit them to see information another time, or they can better navigate by simply going through those sections. So in order to set those up, there's two ways to go at it. I'll show you the first one first. You want to create an interaction by clicking on the button on the top right and simply choosing a bookmark interaction. Doing this will create a green line on your timeline as indicated here, as well as a pop-up to give some information. Information is pretty straightforward. You name your bookmark. So let's say part 1, introduction. You name your bookmark, and the bookmark will appear at the precise timestamp where you were in the frame. So that's where I was in the video, but you can also change it manually here by changing it with the box right here. So once you're okay, you simply click on save and you have your bookmark set up. Now it's important to note that in the timeline, if you create a normal interaction, like I'm creating a text box right now, it will appear in the timeline in blue. The bookmark will appear in green to signify that this is indeed a bookmark. Now, in order to view your bookmark, the only thing you have to do is just click on this icon right here, which is the bookmark tab. Clicking on this will open the bookmark tab with the bookmark that we've just created here, part 1 introduction at 0.55 seconds. Now, if we click on that, it brings us exactly where we set the bookmark. Now, I mentioned a second way of creating a bookmark. You can also create your bookmarks right from the bookmark editor right from the bookmark tab by clicking on the edit bookmark, which will bring you to the bookmark editor. Now we see here that first bookmark that we've already created, but we can also add a second one straight from the editor. So let's click on the add button. And again, we will see a place to enter a title. So let's say part 2, I don't know, phone camera, let's say. And then we specify our time. So we will put this one at 1 minute 32 seconds, for example, and then simply click on save. And your second bookmark will be created. Now, if we go back in the bookmark tab, we see part 1 and part 2, and we can quickly navigate to each one of them. If I go again in the edit bookmark, you can also edit the time or the name by clicking on the edit button. So that will just bring you back to this. So I could put it a little bit later on. Click on save. And you can see that it's been modified. And if I go back in the bookmark editor, you can also delete the bookmark by clicking on the X button and clicking on yes. Now, if I want to add another one, you can do so right after that, very quickly. Don't forget that you absolutely have to enter a title. Pause. All right. And so this is it. Pretty straightforward. This is how you set up bookmarks in your video pages. This is very important, especially if you have longer courses, which can be like 3 to 5 minutes, and you cover various topics. What you will want to do basically is create bookmarks for each topic so that if someone comes back later on, they know exactly where the information is really quickly. But another also very important part of the bookmarks is, let's say, people, it's more like a search tool as well. People don't really want to come back to like all information, but let's just say you set up a video course with a lot of information and they just want to have a specific piece of information and they want to find it very quickly. Setting up good bookmarks will enable you to do that, and it will save a lot of time to the learner. Instead of having to go through a couple of videos where they think the information might be, they can just click on the page, go see the bookmark page, and see, okay, this is what I need to do. This is the information I want. They can have it really quickly. So this is it for bookmarks.